Hi, chat. Hello. Hello. Hi, hi. Hey, hey. Hey, hey. That music, like, cut perfectly there. Did you hear that? Like, it hit 0 right when it looped. That was cool. But hi. Today's Monday, which means Neon gets to animate a Blockbench model. You know? I think I made this joke last week, actually. Yeah, I think I definitely made that joke last week. Anyway, though, speaking of last week, we went ahead and started work on Vampira, our second bat Pokemon, which is cool. Hey, we got a couple of animations done, but we're gonna finish those today. It shouldn't take as long as the Chirpera line, because this guy is, like, never on the ground. He's just always flying, which means we don't gotta do... Hello. Whoa, hey, AC, thank you for the subscription. I super appreciate that. Holy crap. Hi, welcome in. That's crazy. Hi. Hi, hi. My voice is still, my voice is still not completely back, as you can tell. I still have a cough from, like, last month, so that's cool. So I will be taking cough drops as per usual. But yeah, we're gonna be working on Vampira. We're gonna be getting those animations done today, and hopefully by the end of the stream, in a few hours here, we will have him fully in the game and functioning. Although one thing I did realize just right this second, right now, is that we don't have, like, a planned moveset or, like, abilities for him yet. So we're gonna figure that out as well today. We're gonna go on to, like, our attack decks and, like, look at moves that he can learn, you know? So that's gonna be fun too. But I think that's enough beating around the bush for now. We're going to go ahead and jump over here. Whoop. There we go. By the way, how are you, AZ? I'm glad you could stop by today. How are you doing? Is my thing gonna appear? No, because I didn't do it right. There we go. You're doing good? That's good to hear. How about me? I'm still reeling in the aftermath of what was the Pokemon Day, like, announcement for the presentation. I spent a lot of the weekend just, like, on Twitter browsing stuff, which I know is very bad and I shouldn't do that, but, you know. I feel like I don't know. I feel like I want to connect with people that, like, share my interests outside of stream. I mean, that's the only place I can think to be able to do that. So that's where I was. So I went a little crazy over there. But, you know, it's fine. We're here. Is it regarding Fire Red Leaf Green? That and the Gen 10 stuff. Like, the new starters and stuff. Because I don't know if you use Twitter, but, like, the entirety of Pokemon Twitter just, like, blew up. And, like, I don't even get political posts on my timeline anymore. That's how, like, relevant it was. Because usually, default Twitter, you've got, like, your political posts, which I don't want to, like, have. I don't want to look at that. That's not fun. That doesn't help my, like, joy levels. But those are, like, completely gone and just replaced with Pokemon stuff, so it's a good time. But yeah. Default Twitter is very draining. Yeah. Hopefully it stays this way for at least, like, a week, you know? That's all I gotta say. But excuse me. They're all talking about, like, they all have, like, propaganda accounts for all the new starters now. Which, by the way, I don't know which one I'm gonna pick. Can I be real? I like all of them. I think this is the first generation where I look at the starters and I'm just like, I like all of them. I think the last time that happened was in, like, Gen 6. Not gonna lie. Let's see here. Just kidding. The last time that happened was in this project that I'm working on. That doesn't count though, so. But, last stream we did this animation. We did this animation. Pretty nice. We made the shiny, which I think this is a very cool shiny. And, I'm realizing now that the shiny form does not have eyelids, so I'm gonna fix that quickly. Boop, boop. Oh, and if you hear me, like, rattling the cough drop around in my mouth and it's uncomfortable to listen to, I'm sorry. There might be a lot of that today, and I apologize in advance if that, like, grosses you out, because it's either that or I'm coughing all the time instead of some of the time. So. And I think part of the reason why I'm coughing so much again was because I've been working on my Cobblemon YouTube series. I've been doing like voiceovers for like my tutorial series, which I've made a lot of progress. ASMR material. I mean, hey, if that's the way you look at it, then that's good for me, you know? Means I bother you less, which is good, because that's not my goal. But yeah, I think I mentioned this maybe last stream or the stream before, but progress on the Cobblemon tutorial series is coming along nicely. I'm around about halfway done with it. I like super locked in over the weekend and put like a ton of work into it. The main thing I'm procrastinating on is actually doing, like, recording the animating part, because if I'm being honest, the animation is the most draining part of the process. But it's also one of the most fun, if you like, have an idea in mind. I'm not saying I don't enjoy it, it's just very draining, you know? Boop. Boop. But yeah, I've just been procrastinating on recording the footage for the animation segment. But once I do that, once I get that done with, it should be pretty smooth sailing into getting all the footage done. Because the footage is what takes the longest to do, because I can kind of just record all of the voiceovers in one sitting, and then just, like, put them together in Premiere. And that part's easy, because, like, I've been using Premiere for, like, is it, like, I think I've been using Premiere for, like, 8 years, which is crazy to think about. That's actually insane to think about, holy crap. I didn't even realize I'd been using it for that long, but, I'm very familiar with that space, so I can get stuff done there with little to no trouble. In the meantime, though, we got this guy to work on. You can expect the tutorial series to maybe drop, like in like maybe 2 weeks. I want to say 2 weeks roughly. Might be a little more, might be a little less. Depends on when I decide to lock in, you know? But anyway, we're gonna actually start animating now because I've been yapping. Let's see. I'm gonna take the flying wing animation. I believe it is just this. Yes, and I'm going to kind of... For the battle idol, I kind of want him to like sway back and forth. Kind of like this. But when he's standing still, you know? So we're gonna take the body. Boop. Oh, better idea. Better idea. We're going to take the idle animation when he's up here. Boop. And then we're kind of boop. We're gonna kind of stagger it like this. Yeah. And then I think we can kind of just Bezier this. And make it a little... Make it a little less drastic. Right? And we kind of smoothen it out a little. Kind of like this. Whoop. And then we just gotta make this like a smooth line, I guess. Whoop. That's not right. Whoop. This needs fixing here. Boop. And we make this a little smaller. I feel like something like this would work, you know? Boop. Nope. And we move that here. Now we apply rotation. Whee! And then smooth. And does that work? It might. It's a little spastic. I'll give it that. I'll do this. Whoop. Copy, paste. Whoop. Okay, this needs to be down lower, I believe. Like here. There we go. Let's check that out. Now we just gotta do the head. Which I can kind of take from this. Also, this is not the correct name for this. Boop. I don't know how I didn't notice that. I believe if we animate the head correctly, it should make this look a lot nicer. Boop! We need the blue. Yes. Boop. We gotta do some sort of a curve, you know? Copy and paste. Yeah. Look at that! Although I feel like he's tilting a little too far to one side. So we'll take the body. So 5.25, 7.5. Boop. There we go. So here's his regular, and then here's his battle idol. That's sick. And then we can just take the little feetsy animations. Boop. Boop. Or boop. There we go. Excuse me. Just like that, we got a battle animation. Check that out. I am getting a rotation keyframe at 0.5. Body ground log is all surrounded by smooth keyframes. What do you mean? Oh, this? You can't notice though. That's the thing. Alright. There's another thing that I want to consider with this as well, which is, do I want this guy's eyes to be emissive? I don't think I do. But it is something to consider. Let's add animation. Excuse me. Vampira.physical. And we're just gonna make all these right now. Vampira.special. Physical does not need the loop. .status. Excuse me. You know what I should do? Here's what I should do. I should make... just for the sake of hitboxes, .air idle. They're not going to change at all, but I am going to make these just so that the hitboxes will line up better. .air underscore fly. There we go. And I'm gonna copy this, put it all here. Except I'm going to move every keyframe down by 2. Whoop. Dude, I used to listen to this track so often in Sword and Shield, because I would play the Battle Tower, like, so much to get, like, the mints and stuff. Because I think back then, you could only get the mints with BP. So, I would just grind the Battle Tower just to buy mints so I could make, like, competitive mons. And they all sucked. Like, I'm not gonna pretend like I was good at making competitive mons. Like, I was terrible at it. But like, I still wanted to try, you know what I mean? Okay, I'll be honest. I tried to make a competitive team in Sword and Shield based around Hail, and I had Gmax Lapras, and I shiny hunted an Arctozolt, so I could use Arctozolt. You know, like the worst one out of the 4 fossils. I did that. And I got it. It took me, like, a little less than 2 days of active hunting. Like, 40-something hours of active hunting, because I did keep track. And I think I went, like, way over odds. I had enough to make, like, 30 or 40 Arctozolts per reset, so I just, like, mashed the button and then just, you know. And I swear to God, every time I hear this song that's playing right now, I get the urge to play Scarvio again, even though I know that it's not a good game. And I probably won't enjoy it very much. Like, I still need to beat the Scarvio second DLC. I haven't, like, touched it barely at all. Which I might actually do, soon, I guess. Maybe after I finish everything in ZA, because I do like playing ZA more. Hi, Kato, how are you? How are you doing? Welcome in. Boop. We're doing some, We're doing some animating today. And listening to bangers. Unironically, I think Kieran has like some of the best themes in the entire Pokemon franchise. He's like what they wanted Hop to be in Sword and Shield, you know? Like the guy who like the person who feels like they're destined to fulfill like a certain role because they have like a special or unique connection to that role. And then the protagonist swoops in and steals it from under their belt because you kind of have to, because that's how the story goes. And I feel like Kieran is like what they wanted it to be in Sword and Shield, but then it's like Hop's too nice, you know? I like Hop, he's too nice. That's one of the reasons why I thought Hop was a really good rival, because like the story actually makes you feel bad for him, because like you have to take what he's been working his entire life for, like, right out from under him. And then with Kieran, instead of being like, you know what, I accept defeat, you win fair and square, I guess maybe I wasn't destined for this after all. Kieran just, like, looks at you and shoots daggers with his eyeballs and just, like, he's just like, rematch? 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 I'm going to win this time. And he, like, pulls out the Wolfie VGC competitive strats. It's awesome. But anyway, I made Air Idle and Air Fly for the sole reason of their hitboxes will line up better. Hi Crimson, how are you? How are you? How are you? Boop. You're good, how am I? I'm doing okay. My cough is back because I spent the weekend recording voiceovers for the tutorial series. Which, good news, there's a lot of progress being made on that. Bad news, I'm procrastinating on making the animations because I don't want to do the animations because I'm lazy, but I'll have to do them eventually. So, what is hello? I don't think I copied these correctly. I need to take better care of my voice. No. I only have until we finish the Vampira line to release the to release the tutorial series, because the thing I'm making in the tutorial series is the dex number after this guy's line. So I gotta speedrun it. Don't make me come over there and force you into bed. I'm fine. I do like, I like work out every day. I'm like perfectly healthy except for my scratchy throat. That's the only thing that's bad. And I have this bag of cough drops and they're not expired. I found a new bag that's like not expired and I'm snacking on those. Claire. Nuh-uh. Nuh-uh. It's fine, I promise. Excuse me. I'm thinking about taking the body and just doing this and the head and just doing that so that I can boop, boop, so that I can kind of just have these be all, have the attack animations be all like centered and not goofy like this, because as much as I like this, if I try to start an attack animation from anywhere but the middle, it's going to be a nightmare. So I know this from experience, Furley. But anyway. Did I ever make an open mouth for this guy? Yes, I did. I think he has to bite you, right? I mean, he is a vampire bat. I think he has to bite you, you know? So we'll do that. Kind of like Malavox's animation. But instead of swooping in, dude, I love how the song just has Ivor's theme in it for no reason. I think this is Mega Rayquaz's theme. I'm not sure, but I think it is. And it just like throws Ivor in there, because you know. Die! His feet. I need to stop clicking on the wrong things. That'd probably be a good idea. Whee! I did it again. That is not... These should not be Bessie here. Woo! What is that? Why does it do that? Hello? Why does it go woo? I'll put a keyframe here and here. There we go. Woo! There we go. That ought to work. And then we can rotate. Whoop. Claire Lucken. Cool music starts to play. Genshin installed. Update system glare. XD Common Rider brain go burr. See, I read what you just sent in chat, and my brain like understood the words that were being said, but they did not glean the meaning at all. Ooh, that's nice. Woo! You'll send the video because you love it. Fair enough. Ay, ay, ay. I need to stop moving, like, the individual pieces of his body and just move the entire body. Did you see the image you sent last time? Boop. I think I did. Yeah, I did. It's got, like, the... I do remember seeing that, and I remember talking to somebody else about it as well. I'm like, oh yeah, this guy in my chat, he sent me a cool thing that they're apparently selling. Whoop. That does not seem right. Whee! It's cool that Japanese exclusive. Oh, it's Japanese. Okay, I didn't see the Japanese exclusive part. Oopsie. Here. Let's see here. How do I want to do this? Boop. Step. That mouth does not look right. Hold on, I'm sorry. He needs more teeth. I'm sorry. Boop. Okay, maybe not like that though. Boop boop. Maybe he can just be ugly like that, you know? Better idea. What we're gonna do is we're gonna move this forward. Excuse me. Going to make a copy. And we can just throw it somewhere random, like here, I guess, for now. Make it purple so I can see it better. Boop. Center pivot. 45. We can move it like 1, 1. Like that. Yeah. Check this out. Okay. Give me this. Wait, I'm an idiot. Hold on. I didn't dupe the thing before I made it. Duplicate. My bad. My bad, chat. center pivot. We're gonna rotate like 45. And then 1, nope, that's 2. 1, 1. I'm gonna bring it back like that. And we're gonna move it up. Or are we? Let's see here. 4? No. We're gonna do 0.1. No, that's not right. Wait, okay, we'll just do it like that. And then we can move it over here. And we could say, okay, boop, boop. Oh, wait, hold on. We're gonna try this again. One, two, three. 1, 2, 3. Um, 49, 48. Okay. Oh, I see the problem. Okay. So you can see the vision. What you can't see is the execution. Like, what if I did this? We could do top teeth. Um, 3.05? 7? 8. 9. I don't get it. It sucks because this would be so cool if I could make it work. But I don't think I can. At least not with this kind of geometry. Ah! I think I might just have to do it the ugly way, which is this. Unfortunate, but it is what it is. Whoop. Nope, and not the eraser tool. Nope, not that either. Boop, 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 boop. We're just gonna have to do that. Unfortunate. But I don't know how I would do the slant if I even, like, wanted to. Boop. There we go. And we're gonna take the wings as well. Boop, boop. Like this. And I'm going to steal all of this. Here we go. What the heck? Why does it do that? Hello? Where did it happen? Oh, that's why. I'm just blind, and I can't select things. Hi, Marcia. How are you? How are you? Welcome in. Okay, now what we do is we kind of just take this. Boop, boop. Like that, you know? Boop. Here we go. Check that out. Excuse me. Not gonna lie, I think the body can go a little less rotatey here. Kind of like this. Yeah, that's better. Whee! Now what's left to do is the head and some other stuff. Like that. I didn't know you have lore. Yeah, I got lore. I got plenty of lore. Boop. Boop. Whee! You know what I could do? I'm gonna go ahead and actually take these two little guys. I'm gonna group. I'm gonna call this his beard. And I'm gonna pivot point them. Oh, not like that. I also need this middle one. This can go in beard as well. There we go. That way, I can do stuff like this. There we go. And then tilt the beard back to 0. Whoop. That's lore for me. I need to just take head and beard. I'm gonna do this. Nope, I'm gonna do this. And then this. Boop. Yeah, that is the lore. Yeah, I saw it clip at some point. It clipped here. Whoop, there we go. Whee! And then we can tilt back a little more there. Oh, not like that though. Whoop. Why is this like this? Your PC is a little bugging because it's saying you haven't posted anything yet, but you did. On what platform? Just YouTube? What is clipping? That's not right. Boop. There we go. That shouldn't clip anymore. Excuse me. And then here, I can take these, go 32.5, we'll say. Ah! 32.5. Woo! 60. 60. We can do 50 this time. Going back down. Like that. If I hide wing left, you'll be able to see them better. That works. There we go. Check that out. That's an actually, I like that physical attack a lot. Excuse me. Excuse me. Again. I didn't even mean to say that 2 times. I don't know what it is about Vampira's model, but he's so, like, goofy, and I like it. I don't know why. There's something about it. He's like a little jelly bean. There we go. Dude, I love Brout. I would die for that little bird. I like all of them. I like Brout. I like Pombon, and I like Gekwa. And I don't know. I would die for all of them. I mentioned this earlier, but I think this is the first generation since, like, X and Y where I like all of the starters. Like, I don't know. I kind of just want all of them, but then, like, I wouldn't be able to have room in my team for the other cool stuff that gets introduced. Because you know there's going to be other cool stuff. If the quality of the regional decks from Scarvio carries over in the Winds and Waves, we're in for, like, a banger of a game, I think. Because, like, one of the few things that was good about Scarvio was the regional decks, and it's a shame that those Pokemon aren't in any other Pokemon games. Because, like, 90% of Scarvio's new Pokemon are just bangers. Like, I like all of them. Except for, like, Low Kicks. I feel like Low Kicks is overrated, but all the other ones are cool. Like, after Gen 8, I feel like Gen 8 was kind of weak with its regional decks. It wasn't bad. It wasn't great, though. They had, Snom and Applin, though, which are 2 bangers. Applin's, like, one of my favorite Evo lines in modern Pokemon. Which only got better with Scarvio, which just goes to show how good the Scarvio dex was. But dude, I hope Brout... I've seen so much fan art of Brout turning into like a cassowary or like a Galarian Zapdos-esque bird. Dude, I want him to grow big bushy eyebrows and a beard, and he's a wizard. That's what I want to see. I want to see big bushy wizard Brout. Like, ever since the presents, I've just been scrolling Twitter, and just, like, it's been exclusively Pokemon posting on Twitter, like, and nothing else, and just people being like, yo, Pokemon! And they're having a field day over there, and it's kind of, like, really rare to see, like, a positive environment like that on their website, so that's actually super cool. Also, I think I figured out a pretty dang good formula for making wing flaps on attack animations. I think I figured it out. I think I cracked the code. What's super cool? Hi, Yuna. I'm getting my water ready because I know you're going to redeem that. The fact that, like, there's been, like, 0 depressing posts on my Twitter feed this weekend, and it was all entirely Pokemon stuff. And people being hyped for Pokemon. And people looking for Pokemon mutuals, which admittedly I was too, because I want to, like, expand my network beyond just, like, streaming and stuff. Partly so I can yap about Pokemon, but I do that on stream already, and I don't want to force people to watch my stream, because I know that's not something that everyone likes to do, but, like, you know, Pokemon is really good, so it's valid. Yeah. Especially their music. Nah, force them. No. I mean, this week does start push for affiliate, though. But I don't know. I really want to hit affiliate. Like, I think we can do it this month. I think it'll take some promotion on my end. I haven't really dabbled in, like, clipping my stream and, like, posting it on social media because, like, I don't know. I don't think I do a lot of clip-worthy stuff on stream in the same sense that other streamers do, you know? You'll bet. Excuse me. Let's start that over. I'll restart streaming this week again because I'm finally less sick. Ooh! Good job, you know you're getting better. Yippee! I'm looking forward to that. Except the tea thingy. Okay. We can leave that in the past because obviously chat didn't like it. But yeah. We're doing this guy's animations today. Nothing too crazy. It's just kind of basic stuff at this point, I would say. I want to experiment with a faint animation where they like stay floating and don't like crash onto the ground during the animation. You know what I mean? Kind of like the flying Pokemon in like Gen 6. That was my water. Just remembered I forgot to drink the entire day today. Dude, last night, I was hungry, so I went down, and I made the most banger plate of eggs and bacon that I had ever tasted in my whole life. I don't think anything's gonna ever top that. And also the fact that I made it in like 5 minutes. Like, it didn't take long to make at all. And I just absolutely crushed it. That's crazy. But yeah, I did scrambled eggs, because those are the only kind that I'm good at making. But I took 3 eggs and I scrambled them, and while they were cooking, I made the bacon, which it's just like basic microwave bacon, so I can cook them at the same time without like using too much stuff on the stove. And then when they were done, I put them on the plate together, and I sprinkled salt and pepper on, and then I drizzled the eggs with hot honey, because that's delicious. It's a weird combo that you wouldn't think of, but eggs and hot honey go so well together. And then I dip the bacon in the residue from the eggs when I'm done with the eggs. I normally just go to the fridge and take out some random stuff that smells good when I get hungry. Never tried honey on eggs? You should. It's really good. It's like you wouldn't think of it, but it's so good. It's got like a sweet and savory flavor, and it's really nice. And I think you can put the honey in while you're cooking the eggs, but I've never tried that. I always just put them on like after they're done and like on the plate. Actually, yeah, I can see it being really good. Right? Right? But not pure liquid honey. What do you mean? Ah! He's long! Body. I need to make these linear. How did I do this? Like, there's honey that's more liquid than what honey stands for. Is there? I don't know if we have that where I am. Duh. Whoop. Smooth. It's everywhere in Germany and I hate it. Oh. It might be something exclusive to Germany, because I don't know. I don't think I've ever heard that. I don't think I've ever heard of that. Excuse me. Whoop. Boop. Like this. Not like that. We're gonna move this down by like that much. There we go. Boop. Boop. And then we can go here. Like that. And then we can do a half here. There we go. And then we do the wing flaps, wing flaps, wing flaps, the wing flaps, the limb beam. We do the limb beam. I just realized y'all have no idea what I'm talking about at all. I'm just spouting gibberish to y'all right now. Right here. And right here. No, here. And right here. Whoop. Like, we take these and then we move them here. Get rid of these. Boop, boop. I might do 2 wing flaps in the middle, honestly. I'm not sure. Highlight this, move it to here. Do this. We'll see how this looks first, I think. Boo, boo. I think I'll do like this. Nope, not like that. I think I'll do like this. Copy, paste. Like that. Whoop. There we go. Excuse me. Alright. I'm back. What have I missed? You haven't missed much. We finished the physical attack animation. Whee! We did that. And we're working on the special right now. Hydrate time. I'm already on my second cup of water. Good thing we're making such fast progress. We're working on water. That's true. Cause you can find this guy in caves, and some caves have water in them. And this guy can't swim, but there is water in the caves. Chat, I think this thing gets leech life. What do you think? No way! Woo. And then here, it goes forward again. Is water effective against that guy then? No. Not really. Whoop. And then like that. Like this. This should be good. Is drowning effective though? Probably. I would have to assume so. Okay, I kind of love this. And he'll scream once he's at the top. He'll go, ah! You know? He'll go, ah! It looks cute. I know! This is why I like Vampira better than Chirpera. I mean, I like Chirpera a lot, but I like Vampira slightly better. Whoop. We can go ahead and do this. Whoop. And then we'll go, kind of like that. Like this. And then like this. Boop, boop. We'll see how that looks. I don't like it. He kind of headbangs at the end, though. We don't like that. Boop. You know, I'm kind of jelly on how well you can come up with Pokemon names. I'm gonna tell you something right now. Most of the names of the Pokemon aren't by me. They're by the other people that work on this. Like, the names are by whoever comes up with the Pokemon. And while I make the names for some of them, I use name generators because I'm no good with names. That's fair. I mean, there's nothing wrong with that. I mean, you saw me come up with Imini and Amulet on Wednesday. I just like went to a dictionary and I'm like, what are some words? Or well, ChatGPT is good with names. Yeah. I would use that as like a last resort, I guess. Like, I'd rather not use ChatGPT for coming up with names. But if I'm like really stuck, I don't know. I still would be opposed to it, I think. I don't know. To each their own. I mean, if you do it, I don't mind, you know. I just don't think it's for me. I use Neon to come up with names, fair enough. Boop. Only ever do it for ideas, not the final product. That's fair. You know, the Pokemon that went through the most iterations of its name that I can think of right now is, do you guys remember Sluglu? I drew Sluglu that one time. The, like, little white and orange, like, slug-looking guy. If you guys remember that, the thing he evolves into went through the most name iterations out of any Pokemon, because we could just not settle on something that we liked. I actually use a name combiner where you put two names, it gives a few combinations. Fair enough. I don't blame you. I like coming up with stupid, goofy names. Like Imini. And, what's another one? I'm sure there's more like that that I've come up with. I came up with Punk Fey. I came up with Bloomet. Let's see. Let me actually look at it. Look at like let me look at the decks real quick. I came up with Canopine, but not the other two. I came up with Tindurus, Furnace, but not Barbekion. I came up with Bubblim, Sharam, and Tarovis. I also came up with Mascoon, but not the evolutions. Larform, Rufant, and Alatant were all mine. Let's see. Aptweet and Apakapo were mine. Jakutet was mine. And all the rest that I've made on stream were not my ideas. They were other people. You just gotta make a Fagemon that's a guy with an IRL name, but you make him really strong. Yeah. Stay tuned for the secret post-game Pokemon. If you complete the national dex, you get to fight Dave. You get to fight Crasher Wake. Well, that's not really like a normal name, but you know, you get the idea. That's not the right one. Dude, there was a time in my life where I thought that Gladion's theme was like the most peak theme in all of Pokemon. And while I still think it's a good song, I caught Garrett, he's really strong. Yeah, don't mess with Garrett. If you mess with my gang, then you're messing with Oopie Goopy, General Munchkin Man, and worst of all, Larry. Excuse me. Thing that you really like to do is view Pokemon's Figmon and put them on Cobblemon. Oh, yeah. I see, so many people do Fakemon on Twitter because I follow a lot of Fakemon designers. They're all so cool. At least only Larry and not Evil Larry. Oh, that's a good kitty, I said as I pet Kitty. Oh, I'm Evil Kitty, said Evil Kitty. You know Larry the cat? Of course I do. Who doesn't? Still shiny hunting Lugia. Dang. You'll get it, Crimson. I believe. Just stay wait, no, that's Undertale. Stay perseverant. Okay, I think all that's left to do for this animation is the feet. Just use a gun. Even Ho-Oh didn't give me this level of crap. $15. 30. We can do 32.5. 32.5. Is that even right? I don't even think that's right. It's not. They're like offset from each other, which I guess is fine. No one's gonna notice. Whoop! Smooth. There we go. You're on your 300th. You got him on like the 50th reset? There's no way. Do you have like a counter for your resets? Because it took me, in Black and White 2, when I was shiny hunting Tepig, it took me like 3,000 encounters to get my Tepig. Like 50 hours of active resetting. And then for the other two, it's like over 10,000 because I haven't gotten them yet. But I kind of can't anymore because all my DS's, I think I mentioned this, but they need new batteries. Like they last like 5 minutes and then die. Not that I can afford new batteries. What is this theme? This is Gita's theme. I asked this last stream. To be fair, Lugia and Ho aren't hard because I don't have to go all the stuff before getting a starter. Oh yeah. That's, yeah, I get that. And, dude, I'm so mad. You know why I'm so mad? Actually, I'm gonna go off for a second. I hunted for Shiny Snivy and Shiny Ocelot. I had 2 games open at the same time that I was resetting. I have over, like, 100 hours, like, actively on my tracker of, like, active resetting, and I don't get it. And to the point where my DS's don't even work anymore. When I started streaming, like, when I first started this channel, I did a Nuzlocke series where I would play Blaze Black, and I got a Shiny Snivy on my 2nd attempt, first encounter, full odds. And then it died, and I didn't even get to fight the first gym. Like, I'm still upset about that. Like, could that not have been on the other game that I have, like, hundreds of hours of, like, hunting on? It's so, just like, it's just the biggest gut punch I think I've ever gotten in, like, the shiny hunting sphere. And literally, I have a short of this on my YouTube, too. If you scroll all the way down, there's, like, a short where I got it. Actually, don't watch it. Truly unfair. And it's also stupid because it looks staged, because right before I was talking about, hey, so since last stream, I made some, I added some stuff to I added some stuff to this game so I can have like I added some stuff like infinite rare candies, so we didn't have to like grind levels. And then I get the shiny right after, so it made it sound like I made it guaranteed shiny, which I didn't. It's like, not that anyone cares, but it bothers me. It bothered me so much. And you reminded me of that just now. And I don't blame you, but now I'm riled up. I'm full of energy. I am Sounds like a critical hit. Tell me about it, dude. Meanwhile, on my third copy of Black and White 2, which I do have 3 copies, by the way, I have like 3 shiny Lillipups because I was shiny hunting at like the ranch area. I was looking for shiny Riolu, and I got a Psyduck, and I got I think an Azurill, and 3 Lillipups. Ready at 3? Because that's what it gave me, okay? I don't get to pick the wild encounter that's shiny. It just happens. I do like my shiny Psyduck and Azurill, though. Those are cool. And my shiny Pignite, because that's on that save as well. Because I didn't want to... I just, like, traded them all over so that I could, like, keep them. And I'm gonna trade them back. Why do you have 3 copies of the same game? Because I wanted efficient... So, I had White 2 originally, and I'm like, I want to get a copy of Black 2 so I can shiny hunt and, like, trade between them. So I bought a copy of Black 2, but it turns out it was, like, one of those fake cartridges with, like, a ROM on it. So I'm just like, oh, well, that sucks. So I just went and bought, like, another copy of Black 2 that was, like, an actual cartridge. So one of the cartridges isn't quite real. So once I get the other 2 shiny starters, I plan to just completely ditch that cartridge and just get rid of it. And just play on the 2 legit cartridges. But until I get the shiny starters, I will be hunting them on 2 systems. You know what I mean? Because I think I started the shiny saves for those back in like 2022 or like early 2023. So I've had those sitting there, and I wish I could. I so wish I could, like, dude. Can you imagine if I did shiny hunting streams? That would be so goofy. It'd be so nothing though, because there would be no like entertainment. Like I wouldn't be able to like do it. Like you can only really do shiny hunting streams if you're like big, because otherwise nobody's gonna watch that, because it's just like. And, like, I'm not talented. I can't, like, yap for 8 hours while I shiny hunt. How do you feel that the new gen don't have to struggle as much? Honestly, I don't mind. I think it's cool that it's more accessible. I think the main, like, plus about modern Pokemon games is that they're so much more accessible for, like, shiny hunting and competitive and stuff. I really like how many steps forward they took, starting with, like, Gen 7, to try and make competitive Pokemon more, like, accessible to new players. Because before Gen 7, there was no judge feature, there were no bottle caps, there was no hyper training. You just had to kind of breed Pokemon over and over and over until they had perfect 6 IVs and the nature you want, and you couldn't change any of that. And it was like, it's like, I feel like it turned a lot of people away, because it was like, so much of competitive Pokemon back then, in like the Gen 6 and before, was just grinding out Pokemon until you by chance got one with the right stats, right? You can put them in Pokebank and trade them over into a newer version. Yeah, but I want to keep them in Black and White too, because that's cooler. I can be like, I got these legit. But then yeah, in Gen 7, they introduced hyper training, which was awesome, and they introduced the judge feature, so you could actually see your IVs. And not have to just talk to the random guy in the post-game town that be like, hey, your attack stat's really cool, you know? And then in, like, Gen 8, they introduced mints, which I talked about earlier, which mints are freaking awesome. Like, mints are some of my favorite additions to any Pokemon game, because, like, now you can just have any nature you want. And it's, like, post-game, but still, it's pretty cool. And I like how they made mints still hard to get. Like, you only get a few in, like, ZA, but, like, they made them even more accessible as the games went on. And then in Scarvio, they introduced something else in Scarvio, but I don't remember what it was. Oh, yeah. Not to mention, like, Pokepelago and stuff. And, like, Hyper Training. I think Hyper Training was the first thing for, like, EV training. Because before, you just had to, like, put your power anklet on your Pokemon and go out and kill, like, 50 Machops to, like, max your attack stat or whatever. And now it's just like, we have Hyper Training, where instead of doing that, you get to play a fun mini-game, and it's a lot faster. And now you have a perfect attack stat, and you get all these punching bags that you can do on the touchscreen. Hyper Training was so sick, dude. I would, like, grind out Hyper Training for that, and it gave you, like, Evolution Stones, and it's how you farmed Evo Stones. That was also sick. You have a Pichu that you can't trade to other games. Is it the spiky-eared one? I hope it's the spiky-eared one. The only thing I will say about shiny hunting in newer games is I think Scarvio made it a little too easy. Because I've seen so many clips of, like, Scarvio shiny hunting, and it's just, like, you know. I think Scarvio made it a little too easy. I think ZA is, like, alright. ZA is alright for shiny hunting. I think it's still pretty dang easy. Like, I shiny hunted Virizion in ZA this weekend, and I got it in, like, 3 resets. So, I can understand if people are like, yeah, it's too easy. I think part of it has to do with, like, the devs saw people just start, like, hacking in a ton of shiny Pokemon and, like lowering their value and stuff, you know? Yeah, the thing with shinies can't despawn, I think that doesn't work for every game, but I think it works for ZA because of the nature of how the map is. Like, because sometimes, like, there'll be a shiny Pokemon that gens, like, in a plaza that you can only access by going over the buildings, and if you're, like, on the other side of those buildings, you'd never know there's a shiny there. So it could just very well spawn a ton of shinies and you'd never know. Unlike, like, Scarvio, per se, where Scarvio, it's a lot emptier and a lot flatter, so you can more easily see the Pokemon around you, I guess. If that makes sense. So I think it's more reasonable that they despawn in Scarvio. What I don't think is reasonable, though, is the fact that they don't sparkle in the overworld in Scarvio. I'm not saying they should have, like, the brrrr that the Legends games have, but I still think they should sparkle in the overworld, you know? That's my opinion, at least. Anyway, I'm gonna actually try and animate while I talk, because, you know... because I realize now that I've been just yapping and not animating at all. But I like that yapping. It was like I actually had, like, a stable train of thought for once in my life. Very worried about Gen 10 being an open world game. I hope it's not. Okay, here's what I hope it is. I hope it's similar... I hope it's, like, semi-open world, where you have to, like, unlock new areas, right? Like, you have to beat a gym, and then that unlocks a next area that's, like, kind of like the wild area in Sword and Shield, where you unlock the wild area. But, like, every area between gyms is, like, a new wild area you unlock. Does that make sense? Like, maybe get rid of the weather stuff that Sword and Shield had, because I'll be honest, the weather stuff in Sword and Shield was so painful to just, like, hunt stuff with. It's gonna be open world from what the sneak peek is? It could be. I hope if it is fully open world, I hope they do it better than, how they did it in Scarvio, because while I don't mind Scarvio, the progression is just completely non-existent, and, like, it's so empty, and there's so nothing, it's so full of nothing, and there's no progression, and it was just executed really poorly, like most open world games, which, I can't say is surprising because, let's be honest, Pokemon before that point hadn't made an open world Pokemon game. So I guess it's kind of understandable that they flunked it. That's why I haven't touched Scarvio. I still need to finish the Scarvio DLC, and every time I see people like shiny hunting in Scarvio, it makes me want to play it. But I know it's a bad game, but I still want to finish it, you know? And I hate that because I love the fire starting. Yeah. I think Scarvio has a lot of cons, but I think it has just as many pros. I don't think it's completely bad, but I think it's more bad than good, but I don't think it's completely bad because I love the music, love the characters, love the post game. Area 0 is peak all the way through, like not even lying. The Teal Mask was a super fun DLC. I really liked the Teal Mask DLC. Love Kieran. Yeah, that's one of the issues. Like, I'm not saying it didn't feel empty, because it did feel empty, right? And I didn't like the progression either. It was very unclear on where I should go next at any given point. I also famously, the graphics are terrible. Like all those posts that are like, I take one look at Scarvio on a big screen and it's like, how did this get passed to release? And it's like, I get that, because let's be honest, it looks awful. Like, I'm not gonna sugarcoat it, Scarvio looks awful. But, like, the regional dex is super good, and the music is good, and the characters are good, and the post-game is good, content-wise. And I love the Paradox Pokemon, and like 99% of the Scarvio regional Pokemon are like bangers. And I love the new mons in the DLC. I think Hydrapple is like one of my favorite Pokemon of all time. Like, the reason the old games could get away with not having Pokemon out in the open was because the tall grass felt like it had thousands of Pokemon hidden within. I guess. I think Sword and Shield handled it perfectly, I'm not gonna lie. They kept wild encounters and also made overworld spawns. Like, I think that was the way to do it. Like, I think the idea like, you could find more stuff in the tall grass if you, like, did wild encounters, and only, like, certain Pokemon could spawn, like, in the overworld was good. I really like the Sword and Shield encounter system, personally. I also liked the shiny hunting method in Sword and Shield, weirdly enough, because it mirrored, Dex Naving in Orez, actually. Like, how Orez had, like, the search level. Does anybody remember Dex Nav hunting and, like, the search level will, like, permanently raise your odds for that Pokemon? Because it works the same way in Sword and Shield, except that instead of search level, it's number defeated in the Pokedex. That was super fun. I hunted for Rookie D. I hunted Rookie D, and everybody hunted Rookie D, I'm not gonna lie to you. I hope they go back to turn-based combat. I don't know. I've seen people being like, turn-based combat's nice. I've seen other people be like, turn-based combat's outdated. I think they kind of have to stick to turn-based combat. I don't think they have a choice because of Pokemon Champions. Because Pokemon Champions combines gimmicks from, like, all the gens, and if they don't have turn-based combat, then it's kind of just like, it becomes obsolete, and it won't be able to work with, Pokemon Champions. Or at least it will work vastly different in Pokemon Champions, because assuming they add a new gimmick in Winds and Waves, right? That's going to be available to use in Champions. And if the battle systems for the two games are, like, vastly different, then that gimmick's going to have to probably work differently between the two games, and it's going to be confusing. So I think it's most likely that they keep the battle systems the same between the two. I also have a really scary dread feeling that they're not going to have Megas in Winds and Waves. Which would be so depressing, but it's just a feeling I have where they're just gonna ditch Megas again. TBH, I'd love to have multiple different options where you could turn turn-based combat on or off. That would be awesome. Would Pokemon ever do that? Probably not, but that is a sick idea. Can you imagine? Dude, it's like the difference between switch and set mode. You know what I mean? Because they do have switch and set mode, which, granted, that's a much less drastic change than, like, completely different battle systems. Like, I could see them doing, like a Scarvio kind of mechanic, with like, ZA battle style, or you could set it to Scarvio battle style as well. Have they ever continued a new gimmick into the mainline game? They had Megas in Sun and Moon. Granted, it was post-game only, but they were still there. Like, they weren't just, like, removed entirely. Boop. You know what I mean? Whoop. Which, I think, okay, I think, post-game only doesn't count. Sure it does. Cause, like, that means it's still in, like, VGC and stuff. Like, people would run Megas and Z moves on their VGC teams. I remember back when I used to watch A-Drive, and he did competitive, he had, like, teams that combined the two, and it was awesome. I love that era of Pokemon. Like, I think Sun and Moon is, like, my favorite era of Pokemon of all time. I just think it's so good. Did they even add to it? No. But it's still, the gimmick's still carried over. Whee! And then we go back to this. There we go. Gen 10 has me worried. I think, based on what we've seen, it's looking to be like a vast improvement over the previous generation, Gen 9, like Scarvio. Is it going to be perfect? Probably not. There's probably going to be a lot of things that people aren't happy with because it's a Pokemon game, and there's never a Pokemon game that is universally well received. Like, never, ever, ever. Right? And you can't say Emerald because I don't care for the original Gen 3 Pokemon. Like, I don't care for Gen 3 at all. Like, I like the remakes, but like the Gen 3 graphics and battle like system, I don't like at all. Plus, they're kind of unbalanced toward endgame, especially in Ruby, Sapphire, Emerald. Necrozma is one of your favorite Pokemon, so it has to be one of the best times. Dude, Ultra Necrozma was the peak of Pokemon boss fights. And I will not deviate from that opinion. Ultra Necrozma was genuinely one of the best moments in, like, Pokemon. Because it was, like, the one thing that they didn't spoil with the trailers in Sun and Moon, because Sun and Moon was infamously bad for, Sun and Moon was so infamously bad for just, like, spoiling everything with the teasers. Like, I think they revealed something like 90% of the regional decks through trailers alone. Like, the only guys that they omitted were, like, Marini and, Jupiter, right? And then most of the Ultra Beasts. But they still revealed, like 3 or 4 of the Ultra Beasts in the trailers. Like, Necrozma was omitted. Marshadow was omitted, but and Magearna, but that's it. And I think that's part of the reason why Sun and Moon flopped, is because there was no, like, new content for people to experience. It was all just, wow, that was in the trailer. But I really like Sun and Moon, especially the remakes. I think, okay, here's my weird opinion. I think the remakes, okay, so I think base Sun and Moon are some of, like, the least relevant Pokemon games of all time. I think the fact that they released a remake for the exact same game a year later completely makes it so that the base Sun and Moon has, like, no reason at all to ever buy it, right? You should never buy, like, base Sun and Moon, I don't think. Like, there's no reason to, because Ultra Sun and Moon came out a year later and is better in quite literally every way, you know? Like, there's no reason to buy the base game over Ultra Sun and Moon, because Ultra Sun and Moon has better graphics, better optimization, cooler story events, cooler characters, like protagonists. I like the protagonist style better. An extra 100 Pokemon to the dex, you know? Then we have X and Y. X and Y, I think, were phenomenal for their time, right? Like, they were great. Okay, here's another hot take. I don't think X and Y hold up quite as well as people think they do. Not to say they're bad, because I still think they're fun. Like, I would still play through, like, X and Y today. I just don't think they hold up because of just, like, the lack of content they have once you beat the game. But I think that's also understandable because, like, it's the first time they had done a 3D game in ever, so... X's legendary was weak and just bad. Nuh-uh. Xerneas was, like, broken. Xerneas was, like, so strong. Like, I don't care for the design, but, like, Xerneas was in every competitive team. Yveltal was peak Pokemon, though, yeah. Pokemon Y was my first Pokemon game. I picked it over X because I thought Yveltal was awesome. And I still do. I love Yveltal. One of my favorite legendaries. And that's coming from somebody who doesn't really care for legendary Pokemon that much. Because I'm weird. I'm the quirky guy who's like, I don't like the popular Pokemon. I don't like starters. I don't like legendaries. I like what they did with Xerneas in ZA, where they just combined its two forms into one. Because let's be honest, there was no reason they needed to give Xerneas two forms. You know what I mean? Like, they could have just done with one and then made it the attack animation from the beginning, but they didn't. But you know. They had a chance to turn an X into a Pokemon they made. Let's just make its horns in X shape. I mean, it made sense to me when I was a kid. And maybe that was their goal, I don't know. Whee! Nope, that's not what I want. Boop. Yveltal, they take the idea of a Y and went all out on it. He's a Y and also a Wyvern. See, when you put it like that, I start to understand a little bit more where you're coming from. And I don't like it because now I'm becoming biased because I want to like both of them so bad. You know what I mean? I don't know. I don't like disliking things. I feel like when I like actively be like, oh, this Pokemon sucks, I feel like a lot of people that do like that Pokemon start getting defensive, and that hurts their feelings because they're like, oh, but I think this Pokemon's cool. You know what I mean? Like, I try to give every Pokemon the benefit of the doubt, except for Camerupt. Camerupt can go die somewhere. Actually, terrible Pokemon. He's the exception. Oh, and why not? Okay, I take it back. Camerupt has some redeeming qualities. Why not does not. Why not has 0 redeeming qualities. Why not's just terrible. Does not deserve to live. Whee! How are these two equal? What? It's more like a bird. I mean, I could see Yveltal being a wyvern. He's kind of a weirdly shaped wyvern, but he is definitely a wyvern with a beak. Me after calling the blue bird in my backyard a wyvern. Boop boop. What do you mean by how are these two? What does that mean? It's the fact his wings and arms are one and the same. Not a dragon thing, it's clearly a bird. Oh no. If we had more people in chat, I'd start a poll for this. But you know. That's why you should invite your friends to come watch stream, because we're doing not partner push, affiliate push. We're pushing for affiliate this month. So you should tell people and share clips of the stream with your friends and on social media, because it would help me out. Not to like shamelessly plug my channel, because that's, you know. I just think it would be really cool if I hit, what is this? Oh, I know what that is, never mind. Most are asleep though. Fair enough. Just we have a deer and what's basically a dragon and aren't legendary duos meant to be on the same power level in terms of power and design. Like take every single legendary box art. I don't know. I feel like between Kyogre and Groudon, one of them had a very clear advantage over the other, especially in the base game. And that was like before people cared about Pokemon. That was like after people stopped caring about Pokemon. Whoa, I didn't even mean to do this, but his mouth kind of like gets wider as he screams. That's kind of nice. The tree of life and a bird of death. Yeah, but their designs complemented each other? I guess. Excuse me. What about Solgaleo and Lunala? It's also the dichotomy of mammal versus... Well, I guess Lunala is also a mammal, but you get the point. I will say, though, Xerneas has a way cooler dormant form than Yveltal. Because Xerneas gets, like, the tree, and Yveltal's just like an orb, like a sphere, like an oval. Not super interesting, not gonna lie. But in terms of competitive, at least, Xerneas's Geomancy is like one of the strongest moves ever. You are the strongest move ever. And Oblivion Wing was the best move for 7-year-olds who thought he was awesome. And thought that Oblivion Wing was like the strongest move in Pokemon. Lions are normally seen as the sun, the king of this animal kingdom, whereas bats are dark and move at night like the moon. Design could have been better. You know what? That actually reminds me. I didn't like how... this is a cool thing. I think it's just a nitpick by me. I didn't like how I feel I lost my train of thought, not gonna lie. It's over. Whoop. Take this, put it here, here, here. I didn't like how Sun and Moon had like flipped day-night cycles. Because for the sole reason of just like I don't remember. Oh yeah, I didn't want to play the game at night, that's why. It was like, I wanted to be able to see the game. So I picked Sun, because I wanted to be able to see you when I played the game. You know what I mean? Also, chat, I need your opinion. Is it normal to hate legendaries simply because of the fact that they're designed for people to like them? And I don't want to like the popular Pokemon because that's boring. Is that fair? Is that a fair take, or do you think that's a bad take? Like, I don't like Rayquaza very much. Like, I will admit that the legendaries are, like, very good. Their designs are nice. And they're strong and, like, powerful. And I would use them on my team because they're strong and powerful. But I don't like them, you know? Like, I wouldn't say I like Mewtwo, but I would still use them, you know? I don't like Groudon at all. I don't like Rayquaza. I don't like, Giratina. I do like Reshiram, though. I like Reshiram a lot. I don't know why. Reshiram just stands out to me. Mewtwo's less than Mew, TBH. Yeah, like, I used Mew so much in Sun and Moon, partly because they distributed him with that Z move that he got. Right? But then also because he was very good because I started building competitive Pokemon in Sun and Moon, or Ultra Sun and Moon. And Mew was really good because he was good for SOS hunting for Pokemon with hidden abilities. So what I would do is if I needed a Pokemon with a hidden ability, because Ability Patch didn't exist yet, right? So I couldn't just like give them hidden ability. I would go into a hunt, like an SOS hunt, like I was shiny hunting. So I would run like Psychic on Mew, like 2 attacking moves. I would run False Swipe, and then I would run Skill Swap. Because that way I could just like see what the opponent's ability was. So for example, I was hunting for like an Execute with Harvest, and I would just Skill Swap on them to see if they had Harvest as their ability. And it was just very handy for that sort of thing, you know? Whoop. There we go. That's a good status move. So we got physical. We got special. I actually like this. And then we got status. There we go. Also, Mew is cute. I like Mew. Okay, here's my opinion on cute Pokemon, right? I feel like there's a difference between cute Pokemon and marketable Pokemon. And I like the former category, but I don't like the latter, you know? I think if a Pokemon is designed specifically to be marketable, I don't like it as much. For example, like, I won't deny that Pikachu and Eevee are cute. I don't like Pikachu or Eevee. I don't like using Eevee on my team because I think it's designed to be marketable, and it's designed specifically to, like, for people to be like, oh my god, Eevee! And it's just like the filler team member that is supposed to be whatever type you're missing, makes it super accessible to people, so they're more likely to use it on their team. I like both categories because all cute things can be marketable. Like, I like Stuffle, because Stuffle's cute without being marketable, despite having, like, a tag, you know? Like, they don't market Stuffle nearly as much as they market, say, like, the starter Pokemon. Like, the starter Pokemon, for example, they fall into the marketable category, because they kind of have to, right? And that keeps me from liking a lot of the starters, because it's just like, wow. Designed with the formula of being likable, and that's it. If I made a plushie of me, I'd be marketable? Nuh-uh. Nuh-uh, I'm not... if there was a plushie of me, and and you could buy it, it would sell maybe, like, at most 10 units. That's not marketable. That's like a lemonade stand. And that's being generous. I'll turn you into a marketable plushie. No! Don't turn me into a marketable plushie. No! Already working on it? Nuh-uh. I've patented Neon's brand. Neon... Me. Riftborn. Yeah? Alright, let's do the faint animation. Everybody's favorite. Vampira.faint. Play once. Or hold on, last frame actually. Already working on it. Already working on it. My ass. Ain't no way. Somebody, I don't remember who brought it up, but somebody brought up the idea of a Neon Fumo, and I think that would just be funny for me to have. Like, not to sell it, but just to, like, have it, you know? I think that'd be super funny. If you find a seller who makes plushies for not too much. Chat, alright, your new goal is to me and y'all, we're gonna make this channel big enough that we get on Makeship, okay? We have to have the plushie. This is a joke, by the way, but that would be funny. This is a joke solely for the reason that I know not to set my expectations like that. And I would never expect you guys to do that much for me. Because your viewership is enough. Boop-a-doop-boop-boop-boop-a-doo. Here's what we're gonna do. Whoop. We're gonna make this smooth. Smooth. Whoop. Do you know I'm actually working on getting plushies of you and another creator friend? Wait, really? Wait, that's actually kind of crazy. What? Oh, that's too much of a lurch. Hold on. Boop. Whoop. Boop, boop, boop. I could commission one for you too until you help me to set up the market if I find an outline market style. You don't have to do that. I don't wanna put you through that. I feel like it sounds like you have enough on your hands there. I don't want to like add any extra stress to that. Want to know something funny? Sure. Whoop. Only your artist would be stressed. What's happening here? I don't know why that's like that. What the hecky? Whoop. You've seen images of people swapping X and Y and they look better. Goofy. What, did they give you Velto like 2 tails? I need to make this like 4 seconds. Boop. So yeah, Velto with 2 tails would look pretty. Can you imagine? That would be pretty neat, actually. Okay, this is the kind of path that I want for this. Let's see about the rotation. Boop. Oops. And then back like this. Whee! Found it. You're gonna send it to me? Okay. There we go. Check that out. What happened? I don't know what that was. We can do the wing flaps next, I guess. What the heck? Excuse me. They're not bad. I don't think the one on the left looks like a Pokemon though. I can't even tell what I'm looking at there. It is interesting though. The Yveltal looks like he's made out of like latex. Is that weird to say? Air idol. Steal the wings. Where's the wings? Hello? Yellow. Hi. Just the artist style. Fair enough. The artist... how do I say this? I think... I don't know. I have very weird opinions about how artists draw Pokemon, because it's like... I like how they all have their unique styles and stuff. Gotta go now. Nighty, everyone. Good night. Good night, Yuna. I appreciate you coming by. And I hope you have a good rest of your night, okay? Boop. Boop. Okay. Whoop. Dude. Alright, like this. Yeah. Oh, you sent me another one? Oh, weird. What the hecky? Once again, the Yveltal's one looks fine. The other one just doesn't look like a Pokemon. But, you know, I shouldn't say that because I make Fakemon too, so it's like... Actually, this version of Xerneas looks kind of reminiscent of concepts that I've made for one of the legendaries in this game. So actually, I take back what I said. I take back what I said. I actually like it. Yeah, complete redesigns. Yeah. Okay, but enough about the Pokemon. Who do you think are the best and worst characters in Pokemon? Cause I wanna hear your thoughts on like some of the best characters in Pokemon. Cause there's a lot of good like Pokemon. If there's one thing they never miss on, it's character designs. You know. I think character designs is like their biggest strong suit. We can zoom out here. Four, 8. That's too much. Like that, maybe? Excuse me. I need to make a new point for these. Set them to 0. I don't know how this song goes. I've listened to it so many times though. You don't know? 60. For example, I really like Kieran. I think Kieran, I've said this already, but I think Kieran's one of the best Pokemon characters of all time. I like Hop too. Hop Tua. Sorry. What are some other characters that are cool? Or rather, what are some characters that aren't cool? Characters that I don't like. I don't like How. I think How is just like their beta test for Hop. You know what I mean? I don't know if that makes a lot of sense, but it's how I think of it. Whoop. Excuse me. I guess I could go through the rivals, which rivals I like. Let's see. I don't like Blue. Because he's too iconic, and I'm not like him. So I'm a little jealous. And also, he's kind of just a jerk. For no... Like, he literally comes up to... While you're trying to, like, defeat the Mafia, and he's like, I'm gonna stall you from fighting the Mafia and, like, saving the world. And it's like, whatever, bro. Granted, he becomes better in Gold and Silver, so I'll give him that. Speaking of Silver... Silver, I think... Silver has a pretty neat character arc, I think, because he starts out, like, just, like, a jerk rival. Which is fine. Like, people like their jerk rivals. And I don't blame them for that, because it's been, like, a very long time since we've had one of those. Boop. Let's see here. For May and Brendan, that was like they wanted to do like a romance story, but they didn't because they were children. And, you know, I don't blame them. I mean, what can I say other than that? You know? Random non-Pokemon question. What cartoon anime character will you fight off of principle? That's a good question. I don't know. I'd have to think for a while. Whoop. I'm trying to think of animes while I'm doing this, and I can't think of any. Body. All I can think of is like JJK and My Hero, which I haven't even watched My Hero. I would fight Momonosuke in his child form from One Piece, off of principle, because he's freaking annoying. But not in his adult form, because I would get my ass beat, you know? And probably eaten. Nope, not his feet. This. Okay, here's a better question. I don't know. I feel like I don't fight people off of principle. I feel like I try to understand their viewpoint rather than fight. I think that would be my first thing that I do. If you had to choose which Pokemon, if you had to choose which starter Pokemon are you deleting from existence? Out of all of them, or like one per region? Because if I had to pick one, it would be Scorbunny, no questions asked. I think Scorbunny is my least favorite starter of all time. Out of all of them, Scorbunny. In close second, Mudkip, because he needs to, like, leave some fans for the rest of them, you know? Scorbunny really, yeah, I think, like, Cinderace doesn't even look anthro. He just looks like a guy in a suit. Brother, are you trying to die? I don't like Mudkip. I think he's too popular. Mudkip is the only Pokemon that I dislike only because he's too popular. Like, I get that he's strong, and his Mega is ugly. And he's got a really good typing. And he's too popular. Too many people like Mudkip. I think he needs less fans. I think some people need to get more creative with their favorite Pokemon. That's my opinion on Mudkip. I think if your favorite starter Pokemon is Mudkip, you're one of the most boring. You're like almost as boring as the people that like Charmander. But at least Charizard is like cool, you know? Like, I don't particularly care for Charizard, but like at least he looks cooler than Swampert. You know what I mean? Can you at least understand where I'm coming from? Like, at the very least. Excuse me. Do not let the Pokemon community hear that. I'll let them hear it. I don't care. I'll, heck, clip this and post it. Let the people know my opinion on Mudkip. Whoop. Mudkip is so much better than Seidon. No, Trico is the best one by far. Trico is the best Gen 3 starter. Trico is so much better. Are you kidding me? His Mega is like the most peak Mega that was introduced in ORAS. Trico sucks. I mean, if that's what you really think, then fair enough. But I think Trico's the best one. Whoop! 50. 50. No, not that much. Whoop. We can do 60. Like that. I like Trico. I don't like Torchic. I don't like Mudkip. I think Trico's the only one in Gen 3 that I do like. Okay, then favorite and not favorite starter from each gen. Okay, my favorite starter from Gen 1 is... Okay, so here's the thing. I made a post on Twitter, like, the trend where it's like, circle your starter choice from each region. And I'm like, I don't care, I'm picking multiple. And, so, this is to say, a disclaimer, when I make this list, I'm not saying I wouldn't pick the ones that are my least favorite, and I'm not saying that I would pick... Or, I guess, yeah. If I say something's my least favorite, that doesn't necessarily mean I wouldn't pick it. It just means out of the three, if I had to choose one that I like the least, it would be that one, you know? So, for Gen 1, my favorite is Bulbasaur, and my least favorite is Charmander. For Gen 2, my favorite is Chikorita, and my least favorite is Cyndaquil. Gen 3, we already been over this, but I like Trico, and I don't like Mudkip. Gen 4, my favorite is Chimchar, and my least favorite, I think it would have to be Turtwig. Because I have no opinion on Piplup at all. Gen 5, my favorite is... God, it's a tie between Tepig and Snivy, honestly. I can't pick. But that would make Oshawott the odd one out, so I guess Oshawott has to be least favorite. Gen 6 is really hard, because I like all of the Gen 6 starters. I guess my favorite would be Chespin, my least favorite would be Froakie. But I do like all of them. Like, all of those mons are like A tier, you know? Gen 7, my favorite is Poplio, and my least favorite is Litten. I don't like Incineroar at all. Gen 8, my favorite is Sobble, and my least favorite is Scorbunny. But I don't really like Grookey either. Gen 9, my favorite is Gato, Sprigatito, and my least favorite is Fuecoco. And then Gen 9, I don't know yet. I like all of them. They're all S tier. Alright, all that's left to do for this guy is the mouth, by the way. What about you, Crimson? Favorite and least favorite from each region. Now you have to do it. I mean, did I say Gen 9 twice? Oopsie. Oopsie. Dude, this is such a banger song. Why are the left and right eyes different, but the closed eyes are the same? Whatever. I guess on this frame they can go like that. And that. And then that. Okay. So for me, I'm gonna do it as first is fave and second is less favorite. So wait, you're doing it with different rules? Or second is least favorite. Okay, never mind. I'm just dumb and can't read. Yeah, out of those gens. Yeah, ignore when I said you're doing different rules because I just misunderstood what you were saying. Mouth. There's the faint animation. Check that out. Hold on, it clips for a second. Right there. You see that? The beard clips here. Boop! Bad beard. This remix slaps. What the heck? Here we go. That's a nice faint animation, right? Because I can't really give him a sad face, because he doesn't have a sad face. And it'll probably, like, cut out around here, so you won't see, like, this stuff at the end. Which is fine. Same thing happens with, Permafluff, so. Gen 1, your favorite is Charmander, least is Squirtle. Gen 2, your favorite is Totodile, and then Chikorita's least. Gen 3, Mudkip and Trico. Gen 4, Turtwig, and then Chimchar. 5 is Tepig, and then Snivy. 6 is Chespin, and then Fennekin. Ooh. Rare Chespin fan. That's cool. I think Chespin, I didn't used to like, okay. When I first played X and Y, I think Chespin was, I picked Fennekin, but Chespin ended up being my favorite. But then, as I realized that Chespin actually sucked if you picked it in that game, I started liking it less. And I never liked Greninja. I thought Greninja was overrated since I first saw it. As like a child. And as time progressed, I learned to appreciate Greninja. I feel like Greninja was an acquired taste for me. And then like, as time went on, I think Chestnut's Mega really cemented him as, like, an equal in my head with the other two. Because I like Delphox, like, all the way through. I don't care. Like, Fennekin was my, like, first ever Pokemon, so I'm always gonna be biased towards it. And then... But yeah, Chespin has the coolest Mega out of the three. Tied with Delphox. And then Greninja's just strong. I don't like Greninja's Mega as much, but I've come around to thinking that Greninja is just cool on its own, you know? Like, come on. I will say though, Ash Greninja made me like him less. I think they were pandering at that point. And I'm glad that Nintendo just tried to, like, erase Ash Greninja from the records. Can you see the Vampira model? Sure. Anyway, I stopped at Gen 6. Oh yeah. Favorite is Rowlet, least is Popplio. I get Rowlet being your favorite, but Popplio. Gen 8, favorite is Scorbunny, last is Sobble. That's understandable. Nobody likes Sobble for no reason. People throw shade at Sobble for no reason, bro. It's like, what did he even do? And then Gen 9, Fuecoco, and then Quaxley. The issue with Fuecoco, I think, is literally just preference. I think, like, I get it. Like, if you think Skeledirge is awesome, I get it. I can see why you think that. I just don't think that, you know? Like, I completely understand the other viewpoint, but I just don't like... I just don't like him. The Lesser Water starters have all been drag queens, and you're saying there's something wrong with that? There's something wrong with being a drag queen? It's repetitive. Hey, Primarina was peak Pokemon design. Let's not kid ourselves. And then, Inteleon was cool as hell. I picked Sobble, and I really like Inteleon. I don't like Cinderace, you know why. And then Rillaboom, it's just like, what were they even doing? Like, I don't dislike Rillaboom, I just am confused by Rillaboom. Like, what was their plan, exactly? Recoil. Alright, time to steal a recoil from a different model. Let's steal from Tarovis. I always forget that he's tilted forward. Boop. I'm worried Gen 10's water starter is going to be another drag queen. If it is, I will laugh in your face. Like, not like in a making fun way, but I think it'd be so funny. I think it would be so freaking funny. Let it stay on all fours. No. It will be a scaly. It will be the true successor to Salazzle. And you will like it. And every time somebody gets mad, I gain $1. So like... Well, actually, no. That might make you want to. Stop making them stand like humans? Never. Boop. Why is his head tilted, actually? I don't like that at all. Boop. This is why 90% of your designs don't stand. I mean, have you seen this guy? Let's be honest. You can't deny that this guy is freaking cool, even though he is tilted forward for some reason. Like, look at him. Like, how can you look at this animation and be like... He's sick as hell. Anyway, I need blinkies. Boop! 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 Like that. And then the mouth. I feel like this guy is gonna have a lot of focus on his mouth being open because he is the bitey guy. I don't have a cry for this guy either, I just realized. Oh no, I have to make one of those tomorrow. Ah! Chat, the streamer is lacking. What other things do I need to do? Blink, cry, sleep. Blink, 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 cry, sleep. Vampira dot blink. And then Vampira dot cry. And Vampira.sleep. Make what tomorrow? The cry for Vampira. I'm gonna have to make that for the YouTube short. Take these, put them in the blinky. Da blinky? Sorry. Freudian slip. Da blinky? Alright. And then cry can be just like... We need the mouth. Cry. Hold on. This is getting out of hand. There we go. You know? And then we can go ahead and do the sleep anim, which should be easy. Because all it requires I do is just do this. Rotate 90. Ah! Like this. Actually, no. $20, like this. $22. $22. How many was that? 15, like this. 15. 12, like this. Hear me out, chat. This is gonna look sick. $5. -32. And +32. And then head and this can go over to here. Whoop, like that. Did I make this loop? No, I didn't. Smooth. And then we need mouth. He's a mouth breather. Alright. It's time to move into the coding part. Very good progress today. Holy crap. It's only been like, it's barely been 3 hours, too. That's sick. Also, I haven't opened Minecraft yet, so hopefully that doesn't crash. Let's see here. So Neon, did you hear about they're trying to do it with age verification? Depends. Which company in which part of the UK? Cobblemon, this, data, Cobblemon, species, custom, I need, I'll just take, Chirpera, because Vampera. Vampera. They're trying to make them at the system level. What? Is that what I think that means? There we go. Dude, this is Sans' theme if he was a gambler. As in, you can't use the very system without age verifying. What is even the point at that point? Happy 9th birthday! As a present, we got you your very own laptop. Oh, wait, never mind. You can't for the next 9 years of your life because you have to be 18 to make a user. What? Also, first poison type. W. Windows, Linux, and so on to force you to age verify. That's just the biggest, like, somebody's going to make, like, a macro that just generates, like a fake ID at that point. Like, that's outrageous. If that's true. Let's see, I need to find Vampira's, stats, because I don't think I have those saved anywhere yet. Okay, so bad news. We don't have any stats laid out for Vampira, except for the base stats, which I can pull up the base stats. If I just do this. Actually, Linux isn't built for that, so they can't implement an age verification. Oh, okay. Mint, I guess. So they're gonna be banned? What? Nuh-uh. How would you not be able to install Linux on a computer? How would you ban that? How, like, what logistically would you do to ban Linux? Like, how would that even work? How would you... First of all, if there's no software if there's no, like... If you can't implement it on Linux, how are they gonna detect that your computer is Linux, first of all? Because that's like the operating system. That is what runs the computer. Like, there would be no way to detect it. Simple, it will be illegal. Okay, so they're gonna go door to door and like, hey, can you turn on your PC for me? Like, just say you don't own one. Like, realistically, how will they enforce that? If that's true. Like, I don't see a world where that's, like, able to be enforced at all. Unless they take a leaf out of, like, 1984. You know what I mean? That's the problem. This new law is physically impossible to enforce. Yeah. Anyway. Onto something more fun than that. Because that's a little depressing. Boop. If I come over here and do... hold on. Not that. Not that. This. No. This. No. If they do, it'll start World War III. I don't think it's gonna take that much. Or that little. Hello? Can you respond to my Google? There we go. Boop, boop. There we go. We're doing abilities. What abilities should Vampira have? For the bat Pokemon. I feel like he should have, like... Maybe Analytic. Analytic would be so awful, though. Considering this would essentially kill the internet. I mean, but they can't enforce it, so it won't. Just like... Everyone's gonna switch to Linux, and then they're not gonna be able to do anything. What are they gonna do? Arrest, like, the entire country? No. Then they wouldn't have any taxpayers. But I don't want to talk about that right now. If that's alright. I don't like, talking about law. It's a bad vibe. Who knows anyway? Fair enough. At least on stream, I don't want to talk about that kind of stuff, because it's, like, not fun. Abilities, people, abilities. We could do, let's see, Berserk? No, we're not giving this thing Berserk. Big Pecs, Blaze, Bulletproof, Cheek Pouch, Chilling Nay, Chlorophyll, Clear Body, Cloud 9, Color Change, Comatose, Commander, Competitive, Compound Eye. Compound Eyes would make sense. I think Compound Eyes could be a cool hidden ability. Excuse me. Compound Eyes, maybe Fluffy? Fluffy would make sense. Where is that? Fluffy. Halves the damage of contact moves, but doubles that of fire moves. Excuse me. I think Fluffy, Compound Eyes, and then what? Like, I don't know. Poison, Heal, Poison Point, Poison. What is Poison Puppeteer? Pokemon poisoned by Pecharunt's moves will also become confused. Okay, sick. So we can give him Poison Puppeteer, and then so if you do a double battle with Malfang and Pecharunt, you'll be able to confuse things. Dude, no way! You can't see this, but Cerebee's Pokemon of the Week on the site is Human Ditto. Let's see here. Primordial Seed, Pressure, Prankster. No, he's not getting Prankster. Punk Rock, Pure Power, Quark Drive, RKS System. Rattled? I think I already gave something Rattled, though, so maybe not. Reckless, that's Dynafly's ability. Regenerator, Ripen, Rivalry, Rockhead. Rivalry would make sense thematically. I could give him, like, Compound Eyes, Fluffy. And then, wouldn't be Scrappy. I would want it to be something to counter, Malavox. So maybe I give him, like, Filter or something? The only Pokemon that get Filter are Mr. Mime, Mega Aggron, and the Revavroom. So maybe not. It reduces the power of super effective attacks. Yeah. Sheer Force? Perhaps Sheer Force. Mega Camberupt, Timber, Girder, Conkeldurr, Darmanitan, Druddigan, Rufflet, Braviary, Keyfink, Cabraja, Cleavor, and all of these. Sheer Force would be good to make this guy more powerful. But maybe it's too strong. We could also do Skill Link, but I don't know about that. Sniper. Is there, like, an ability that makes you get more HP from, like, draining moves? Oh, maybe Strong Jaw. Okay, never mind. I'm giving him Strong Jaw as his hidden ability. You can have Compound Ice, Fluffy, and Strong Jaw. Whoop! Wrong thing. There we go. Strong Jaw. Base stats. I need to pull up base stats. We're going back here, chat. Whoop! Let's see here. Malavox. Vampira, right here. 55, 60, 40. 55, 60, 40. 55, 60, 40 defense. And then 35, 34, 71. Okay. Catch rate can be, I don't know, 255. I don't care. Egg groups, we're gonna lower that to 15. I feel like that shouldn't be right. Walk speed can be 3, because that's the default. Can fly, yep. Okay, now it's time for the attack decks. Hi, Green Coke, how are you? We just finished up animations for Vampira, and we're just starting on the moveset. I'm thinking Leer and like bro came for the music. I don't blame him. I don't blame them. Let's go to the attack decks. What poison wave should this thing learn? Boop. I was gonna say Poison Sting, but I don't know if that makes sense. 40, we could do Acid, Acid Spray, Mortal Spin. What is Mortal Spin? Oh. Wait, what? That's kind of sick, actually. Sup, dude? I have so many Pokemon emotes, it's insane. Yeah, you got a few of them. I'm not gonna lie. Oh my god. I hope Automod doesn't, like, catch you for doing that. Nightbot, behave yourself. I'm gonna make sure it isn't doing that, actually. Okay, no, you're fine. Excuse me. Poison Fang. I definitely want to give him Poison Fang. Smog. Venoshock. Where's Poison Sting? Poison Sting is so weak. It's like I wouldn't even want to give him this. Easy. I could also give him dark moves. Hydrate time. As much as I would love to stick around, it's like 1 AM and I need sleep, so good night. Have water though. I'm now out of water. So thank you. I could do Pursuit. Hi Koishi, how are you? Good night, Crimson. Thanks for stopping by. I hope you have a good rest of your night, okay? Whoop. We're gonna give this thing Pursuit. It can learn Gust at 4 as well. It can get like at level 8? I don't know. Confuse Ray. Sure, why not? And then Bite. Maybe not Bite. Maybe it should learn Batty Bad. Dude, you're so right. I'm looking at dark moves, but I'm also looking at poison moves because he is a poison type. I want to give him like physical poison moves though. Can't give him Bar Barrage. Cross Poison would kind of make sense. Dire Claw would be too strong. Gunk Shot. Mortal Spin doesn't make sense. Noxious Torque doesn't make sense. Poison Fang does, but I feel like it's a little too early for that. Excuse me. Maybe we give him Sludge. Excuse me. Picking moves is always the hardest part because I don't know what I'm doing. Yeah. I can do Sludge here. And then Bite. And then, like, Wing Attack. Right? Poison Fang. Give him Gas. Poison Gas. I mean, we could. But I feel like he's more of a bitey guy. Fill him up. Oh, no. Okay, never mind. I take it back. I'm not giving him that. Instead of Screech, we can do, like... I don't know. Corrosive, yes. Coil. Acid Armor. Purify, Toxic Spikes. We could do Toxic Spikes. I think Toxic Spikes wouldn't be too far-fetched. Let's see here. Assurance would make sense too. How about Flying? Defog, Feather Dance, Mirror Move, Roost, Tailwind. I don't know about any of that stuff. Cross Poison here. I don't want to give him Uproar. That's something I don't want to do. Have you looked into signature abilities like you said you would, or did you let me down? I'm still not at that stage yet. I'm planning on doing signature abilities in like one big update. You know what I mean? Maybe it'll be the one after this. Maybe not. We'll have to wait and see. Because right now, the update that is gonna come out after Vampire's line is done is going to introduce TM moves and adjustments for the starters, and it's going to introduce the 2 bat Pokemon, and it's going to introduce some just like polishes to the spawning. Because like I've done a lot of just like polish work for this upcoming update, and yet not a single furry. I still say look at Taurovis, Batman Pokemon. I think Taurovis gives plenty furry, even if that wasn't my intention. Let's see, what status moves would make sense for this guy to know? I gave him Confuse Ray. Defog would be interesting. Honestly, I think it would be worth... Ah! Where'd it go? Where did it go? There we go. I think it would be worth giving him Defog. Or maybe like this. Maybe we do... Defog... Wing Attack. What Pokemon is this? This is, this guy. Vampira. Little bat guy. Bat guy. Whoop. We just finished doing all these animations today. Whoop. You know? Amazing. But yeah, I'm trying to come up with a moveset for this guy, and it's proven to be a little difficult. He's a poison flying type. Oh, there goes... Okay. There we go. And he is a counterpart to Chirpera, the other bat, so I want to keep their movesets maybe a little similar, but not super similar. I could do Scary Face. Instead of Uproar, he can get, like... I don't know. Maybe Detect. Detect seems interesting. I feel like Detect is reasonable. No? Like that. There we go. And then, like, I don't know, Assurance. He feels like he would learn Assurance. Detect would fit Bat Sonar? Yeah. Because the other bat is, like, the noise bat. This one has giant eyes. So it's a dichotomy of, like, figuring out. I feel like this one's going to be slower, but he's going to be more attack-based. And the other one is more special attack-based. Actually, they're the same speed. What am I talking about? Instead of agility, we can give it, like, I don't know. We can give it crunch earlier. What are some flying moves? Boop. Excuse me. Maybe dual wing beat would be cool. Dual wing beat. I want to give it a move that, like, has low accuracy, like Gunk Shot. I think it definitely is going to learn Gunk Shot because it has compound eyes, right? Maybe acrobatics as well. Boop. We could do acrobatics. No, dual wing beat. And then, like, it's not gonna get Tailwind, I don't think. Excuse me. For some reason, my brain goes to Lash Out. This one. I feel like Lash Out would be interesting. And then we can do, like, I don't know. We can do Gunk Shot. And then, like, some sort of, maybe Glare. I think Glare would be interesting. Gust Wing Attack. I give him Wing Attack, though, right here. And Gust. For his last move, though, maybe, like, maybe a Ghost move, honestly. Like, he gets an extra Ghost move as, like, the sprinkle on top. Would he get Nightshade? I don't know about Nightshade, actually. Never mind. Maybe via TM. But not through level up. He definitely gets Shadow Sneak through Egg Move. Maybe he gets a status move. We give him Confuse Ray, we give him Glare, we give him Defog. Maybe Disable? Like, we just move them all up one. We do... I don't know. Maybe not. Dark Ball. You're so right. I would give him Hurricane, but I feel like I've given every flying type Hurricane. I guess Dragon Ascent. Wing Attack, Supersonic Star Drop, Sky Attack. Sky Attack is a physical move? Hold on. I'm giving him Sky Attack. That's sick. Leave Hurricane for bigger winged Pokemon. I think I gave Hurricane to, I think I gave Hurricane to, the bird. Nestreed. And maybe also, I don't know if I don't think I gave it to Mailbox, but I definitely gave it to either Alatant or Nestreed. I think Sky Attack is fitting. Let's see here. Custom, we do Vampira. I'll do Vampira into Mailbox. I'm gonna keep all this. We're just gonna evolve it into Mailbox for now. It's gonna be like that. We'll fix it. I just want to leave all this in so that I don't have to replace it later. In terms of the EV yield, it will yield whatever Mailbox or Malfang's highest stat is. Speed. It'll give speed. Ah! Excuse me. Alright. Next up, we've got, the Spawn Pool world. Let me pull that up. It's going to be similar to Chirpera, except instead of becoming more common during a thunderstorm, I want it to become more common during a full moon. If it even lets me do that. Vampira, yeah. Is overworld. Let me look up. Spawn condition. Moon phase. Integer between 0 and 7. Okay. Phases. Okay, so it'll be 0. Moon phase 0. So it'll be moon phase equals 0. Can't see side false, blah 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 blah. Okay, the rest of that's good. Next up, that's all for Spawn Pool World, by the way. Spawn Pool World is very easy. Assets, Cobblemon. We can do sounds.json even though we don't have a sound yet. Just so that I don't have to do it later. Vampira. Vampira underscore cry. Okay. While we're here, honestly. Malfang. Malfang. I'll just put Malfang in there too, because why not? You know, might as well. Save some time later. And then we do the lang file. I don't know why there are so many random files open in my thing. Boop. Vampira. Boop. And those can just be filler for now. What else do we have to do? Posers, everybody's favorite. I think I'm going to use Hatch Exposer. No. Yes. Yes. No? No, I use permafluffs. I use permafluffs. Never mind. I'm like doing like hoops in my head. There we go. Because permafluff doesn't have it doesn't have flying animations for its attacks, which is what I was looking for, because Vampira doesn't either. Like that. Vampira. Vampira. Do. This is everybody's favorite part, by the way. Just me writing the same thing over and over. Okay. There's the poser done. And then all that's left is the resolver, which I can copy and paste Hatchix. Vampira. Oops. And then okay. Wow, I spelled that wrong. There we go. That is the resolver done. Okay, so that's all the coding done. Let me quickly lag the stream out real quick. In chat, let me know if it starts lagging, because I'm booting up Minecraft, because we're gonna put this thing in Minecraft today! And it's awesome! Oh, my music lagged. I'm assuming you can hear it. Hopefully you can hear it. Yeah, you can hear it. Okay. Boop. Please work? Maybe? There we go. Okay. Let's fix this up real quick. Boop. Copy, paste. Okay, and then I also need to replace the data pack in the world. Saves this data packs, boop. The only reason I'm not showing this part is because it is literally just my file explorer, and I don't need y'all seeing that. No doxing on this stream. Ah! Okay. Something's wrong. Something's wrong. Alright, let's go through. What's wrong? I mean, to be fair, I didn't check any of my JSON files to make sure they were valid, so I completely get that. The lang file is fine. That's fine. Spawn pool is fine. Sounds.json is fine. Is it this? No. No, what is it? Did I spell something wrong? Rio Vampire is ready. I might have just spelled something wrong. Something in the data file, maybe, if it's not booting. Egg cycles, blah 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 blah. Vampira. Maybe this is the issue. Maybe if I do that, it'll fix it. Because I didn't even realize that that was an issue. Boop. I love when this happens, by the way. I love troubleshooting, like, unironically. Nope. Okay. I wish it would tell me what's wrong with it. That would be nice, right? Maybe something with the spawn pool. Excuse me. Ah! Guess if it's a data pack, it has to be something with the data files, so it's gotta be something over here. I just realized I forgot to change this. I don't know. It's just... I usually don't even give any thought to these, because it doesn't matter. Poison, flying, vampire, yes, okay. Are we sure there's nothing wrong with this? JSON. It says it's valid. Maybe instead of 0, I make the moon phase 1. Mister is dying over here. No, it's fine. I'm just confused. Maybe moon phase 0 is invalid and the wiki is wrong like it was that other time. Nope. Huh. Maybe it's something to do with my file management.
vampira.json, custom vampira.json. If we go to assets, Cobblemon, textures, Pokemon, Vampira, that works. Okay. Sounds, Pokemon. Maybe I do this. Maybe I just make folders for Vampira and Malfang in the sounds, because it does call for that in one of the JSON files. Bedrock Pokemon posers. No, that's right. 0 Vampira base. Okay, maybe that fixes it? I don't know why it would. I can't imagine it would. Chat over here has no idea what I'm doing, by the way. Boop. Nope. Ah! I'm getting frustrated. We're gonna go ahead and set that back to 0. Da-da-da-da-da-da. Strong Jaw. Let's bring up Chirpera's data. That's the wrong thing. Let's bring up Chirpera's data file, because Chirpera does work. Allegedly. Okay, so let's compare and contrast. We've got the base stats. Maybe I spelled like an ability wrong. Compound Eyes, Strong Jaw, Leer, Pursuit, Gust, Confuse Ray, Sludge, Bite, Detect, Wing Attack, Defog, Poison Fang, Assurance, Cross Poison, Crunch, Dual Wing Beak, Lash Out, Gunk Shot, Glare, Sky Attack. Maybe Assurance, or whatever the move was. Pursuit, maybe? Hold on. There was a move on Cerebi that was like, this move doesn't exist, right? Is it Pursuit? This move can't be used. Maybe we get rid of Pursuit and replace it with like Power Trip. You know? Or like a move that exists, because maybe that's the issue. Like, maybe we actually do just give him Acid. You know? For the record, I did give him Acid just now. Boop. I didn't show it, but he has Acid now. Maybe that's what's wrong with it. That would make sense if it was. Because if the move doesn't exist anymore, maybe it's not in the showdown files. Boop. Nope. Are there any other moves that I gave him that don't exist anymore? I don't think there are. Vampira description, Vampira the Malfang, level up. Maybe I get rid of the evolutions. Maybe I do have to just remove this. We can try it. Because I'm like 99% sure it has something to do with the data files. Nope. We're gonna figure this out, by the way. I hope you know that. We're going to figure this out. There's no comma where there shouldn't be here. Anyway, we get to enjoy epic music here. Rotten flesh, feather, that's all fine. Can fly, true. Ba-ba-ba-ba-da-boo. Is there anything that I spelled wrong? I'm confused now. Because I feel like there's just, I spelled something wrong. And that's the issue. But I don't know where. Okay, just to confirm, I am going to delete the data file for Vampira in the one that's in Minecraft right now. Let's see if it loads. No, it doesn't. Okay, so it's not an issue with Vampira's species file. If I delete the spawn pool world, it's not. What? That doesn't make any sense. What? No log? Yeah, no log. There is not a log. Data. Assets? What if it is something with the assets? Aw. Maybe it's something with the lang file? Yeah, I'm just like, what would be wrong with it? I'm confused. Maybe I'll just go through every folder and delete one thing until it works, you know? That's what I'm gonna do. That's what I think that is the way to go about it. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna make sure the animation files are in there. So is the model. So that's not the problem. Delete the poser file. Nope. Delete the resolver file? Nope. What if it's something wrong with the starter Pokemon? Wait, that could be an issue. Hold on. Let me open up, because I gave them a bunch of TM moves, but I don't think I've opened the game since I did that, so maybe there's a TM move that's spelled wrong. Agility, Attract, Avalanche, Body Slam, Breaking Slight, Bulldoze, Bullet Seed, Captivate. Cut, Endure, Energy Ball, Facade, Flash, Frustration, Grass Knot, Grass Pledge, Grassy Glide, Helping Hand, Hidden Power, High Horsepower, Ingrain, Iron Head, Leaf Storm, Light Screen, Magical Leaf, Poison Jab, Protect, Reflect, Rest, Return Rock, Smash Round, Seed Bomb, Skull Dash, Smart Strike, Snore, Solar Beam, Solar Blade, Strength, Substitute, Sunny Day, Swift, Terror Blast, Sword Stance, Trailblaze, Weather Ball, Warden Leech, Horn Attack, Spiky Shield, Dragon Dance, Headlong Rush, Focus Energy. I don't see anything spelled wrong there. AFK bit. That's okay. I will do the same thing I did for Vampira, but I will do the starter lines instead. If I delete the Furly line... No. Okay. What? What? That's not what I wanted. Okay, I don't know what happened. It just like deleted the entire thing for some reason. Okay. That's fine though. If I delete those files, it is not Barbekian causing a problem. Okay, is it Taravis's line? Oblam, Sharam, Taravis.
It is! Okay, we figured it out. Okay, it's something wrong with Bublam's line. Pound, girl, soak, bubble, bubble beam, miss, sucker punch, Brian, copy, cotton guard, eerie impulse, rest, track. Facade, return, frustration, snore, round, door, substitute, protect, helping hand, acrobatics, brick break, dig, flip turn, focus punch, liquidation, chilling water, focus blast, hydro pump, ice beam, muddy water, scald, swift, terror blast, water pledge, water pulse, weather ball, whirlpool, agility, eerie impulse, haze, flash, nasty plot, rain dance. Rock Smash, Snowscape, Strength, Surf, Thunderwave, Waterfall, Bounce, High Jump Kick, Stomp, Storm Throw, Awkward, Haze. Quite suspect. Anything here? Dig, flip turn, focus punch, low kick, low sweep, triple axle. Is axle not spelled like that? Triple axle. No, it is. Ice spinner. Chilling water, ice beam, muddy water, swift, water pledge, water balls, water ball, eerie impulse, haze, dive, flash, nasty plot, rain dash, rock smash, disappears. What if it was only Terobus? That would be funny. Thunderstorm. Acrobatics, Brick Break, Giga Impact, Blizzard is spelled right, Focus Blast, Hydro Cannon, Hydro Pump, Hyper Beam, Ice Beam, Muddy Water, Scald, Swift, Terror Blast, Water Pledge, Haze, Dive Flash, Nasty Plot, Thunder Wave, Waterfall, Bounce, I didn't get much for Haze. What is wrong with this? I guess we run it through JSON lint. Ooh, figured it out, figured it out. What? That doesn't, what? Apparently this is wrong. Oh, I see. There's no comma there, obviously. Alright. Can you believe that one comma was preventing the entire pack from working, by the way? That's data packs for you. Anyway, check it out. If I do /check spawn uncommon, you got Vampira in there. See, look. Da-da-da-da! And then I do spawn Pokemon Vampira. It works.
Look at it! Let's go, chat. We did it. Excuse me. Off he goes. But yeah, now we got both of them. I will catch. Oh, he's so far down though. Goofy. Ta-da! Check it out. That's pretty sick. Now we check the moves to make sure they work. Equals 10. Now we fight. Leer. Ow. Leer works. Acid. He doesn't have a physical move. Bro, I got paralyzed. Stop. And then I don't have a physical move. Get confused, idiot. Why is this guy so bulky? I'm dead. Alright, time to die. I need to teach this thing a physical move so we can tell. He's so tiny! Look at him! He doesn't have a physical move. He probably does now, though. Yes. Y'all hear that? That means, Chirp Arrow is gonna be way more common, right? If I set the weather to clear... and I check spawn uncommon... Oh! It must be also a full moon, then. Really? Like, through sheer chance? I guess I am kind of looping the first day, so that makes sense. Combat looks good. We're not done yet, though. We gotta check, physical moves and make sure physical move works. That is the wrong Pokemon. Bite. There we go. I'm so much stronger when I have physical moves. Let's go. It's also a speed tie, which is funny. Excuse me. Come on. Alright, chat. You have to pick one now. Which one are you using? You have to pick one.
You can only have one of them. The bat. Well, that's not very. Did I make the whole mod? No, I did not make Cobblemon. Cobblemon is made by a very talented team of developers that you should go follow online and on Discord and on socials, because they are making a truly impressive project, in my opinion. And I am merely creating an add-on because they have functionality for that and like documentation, which is cool. But isn't that sick? You think you've seen it before then? Yeah. It's actually such a good mod. I like the right more, the purple bat. I'm kind of particular towards the purple bat. And I've mentioned this before, but the only reason why is because it was way easier for me to design than this one. This guy can't evolve yet. We just finished him. We're gonna make his evolution next week, and then we're gonna animate it the week after that. But yeah, that's, I would say, a successful stream. He's also the perfect size as well. Hold on, just to make sure. I want to see if his fainting animation works the way I want it to. Yes, okay, that's exactly how I want it to work. See, Thunderbolt. You know? That's like basically perfect. I couldn't ask for better than that. But yeah, that is, we're pretty much done here, honestly. Whoop. So, on that note, I want to thank everybody who tuned in today, whether you're here now, or you were here earlier, or you're chatting or lurking. I appreciate every single one of you. If you are curious about the stuff that I make, and you want to learn more about it, like the mods that I make, I have a short series over on YouTube, where I go into detail about each and every single Fakemon that I make. You can expect Vampire short coming out very soon. Thank you for the follow. I appreciate it. And, yeah. Today, this marks the end of the first day of the affiliate push, I guess. That's cool, right? Hopefully we can hit affiliate by, like, the end of the month. That would be awesome. And yeah, if you wanna see, like, sneak peeks of stuff that I'm working on in the background, or you just want to see me posting stupid crap, you can follow me on Twitter, because I do all of that over there. I also post when I go live, so if you want to get notified when I go live, other than Twitch, you can follow me over on Twitter, because I do that there too. But yeah, with all that being said, thanks again for tuning in, everybody, and I will see you guys on Wednesday for an art stream. I have no plans for it yet, but we'll figure something out. But until then, bye-bye. Bye-bye. Bye-bye.